This is the new Hyundai Kona Hybrid. It's the first hybrid Kona offered in Australia, and it's pretty interesting because there aren't many hybrids in this specific class. This one's got the optional N-line package, which is available with the 1.6 turbo as well. It looks pretty much exactly the same wheels, same body kit, same big spoiler on the back there. Yeah, it definitely looks very racy. I like the black highlights that come with the N-line pack, so all around the diffuser there, around the window trims, the spoiler as well, it's all black. So it contrasts nice with most of the color options available. There is a bright yellow color, which is, I don't know, it's a bit off-putting in my opinion, but you know, it's good to have something flamboyant out there if that's what you're after. The most interesting part about this new model though is that it's a hybrid. So it's a 1.6 litre. It actually shares a lot with the original Hyundai Ioniq. Not sure if you remember the Ioniq, the sort of small sedan that Hyundai used to offer. You could get it with a plug-in hybrid, full electric, general hybrid like this. This is basically taken from that, but this has been revised. It's got the improved injection system and it runs Atkinson cycle compared with the old Hyundai Ioniq sedan that this package came in. Exactly the same outputs though, so 104 kilowatts and 265 Newton meters. It is the least powerful Kona in the range though, at 104 kilowatts, even compared with the 2-litre MPI engine, which has 110, but this has 265 Newton meters of torque. So that's the same as the 1.6 turbo. Plenty of torque to get up and going, especially around in the city and things. You don't have to strain, it doesn't feel like you're straining the engine when you're just driving normally. We'll do a 0 to 100 test soon. I'll try and find a bit of deserted road for you. We won't do the full test because I don't have access to a private road or anything like that, but we can sort of see how it goes. And then inside, yeah, much bigger cabin than before, than the first generation Kona. This is based on the K3 platform, the Hyundai Kia K3 platform, like the i30 sedan or the Elantra, if you're watching from overseas. It's a more modern platform, more space efficiency, and more room inside. So yeah, just feels a bit more airy and open. But also it allows for the electrified powertrain as well. All models come with a 12.3 inch touchscreen. It's pretty easy to use. You've got some widgets there and different little apps and things. But I love the way that it's got lots of physical buttons. So you can easily adjust the volume, turn the aircon on and off very easily, adjust the temperature on both sides. Yeah, it's much easier than digging around in the screen. I think some of these big screens that are coming out on these vehicles, it's illegal to use your mobile phone while you're driving, yet you can play with these massive computer screens and, you know, play around, dig around in there as much as you like, and it's, you know, that's deemed perfectly normal and perfectly safe, whereas really it's a massive distraction. So yeah, it's great to have physical buttons in my opinion. And then down below you've got a wireless charging pad. It is rubber sort of lined as well, so your phone doesn't move around a bit. You've got a little bump stop there, I suppose, and put your phone that way, and it stops it moving a bit, but it depends how big your phone is. Then your drive mode toggle down here, and some seat heating options on this example. Plenty of storage, as you can see, that goes right back. You've got a little lift up situation there as well, and then these little spinny cup holders, which the kids will have fun with slingshotting them out. And then you've also got some storage on the passenger side, map pockets or bottle holders. With the N-line pack, you've got this sporty red pinstripe that runs across the dash. Add a bit of excitement. And you've also got this rather nice steering wheel. It's a 3-spoke, a bit more red stitching there just to tie in with that red pinstripe. And you've also got bespoke N-line seats as well. They're pretty comfortable, good side bolstering, but not too much that it sort of makes it feel too racy and uncomfortable. And I like the suede or Alcantara style trim at the bottom there to hold you in a bit. Just feels nice and acoustic in here. It doesn't feel tinny or cheap or rattly or anything like that. It actually feels, yeah, quite premium. And then in the back, it is heaps bigger than the previous or first generation Kona. I'm only 170 centimeters or so, but like, look at the room there. That's heaps of leg room. Even if I had the seat back a little bit like on that side, you've still got plenty of leg room. for this specific class. So this is a small SUV in Australia, competes with the likes of the Toyota CHR and things like that. Yeah, this is now one of the most spacious, or I think Hyundai says it is class leading in terms of space. You've also got climate vents in the back and a couple of USB-C ports and a bit of a trough to put your phone if it's charging, and a flip down armrest as well with some cup holders and the production sticker still on there. So that's a bit of fun. Heaps of headroom as well. The roof really extends further back. It doesn't just chop down like a coupe like the first generation model. So yeah, I could sit in here and have a pretty comfortable drive even on a long journey. And then all models offer a 407 litre boot, so much bigger than the previous generation, and that's across the board. So it doesn't matter if you go for the hybrid or the petrol, you still get the maximum 407 litres. You've got some little hooks on the wall there, added convenience, and you can actually slide this parcel shelf down into the back there, and it locks into the little stub that hangs out there. That piece goes straight in there and it will slot down the back and just make it a bit more convenient if you want to get out of the way, but you're not home or something like that. You can't leave it anywhere, you just slot it down the back. They all come with a space saver spare wheel as well. But the problem with space savers is that if you do get a flat tire, you've got to put the flat version of that bigger rim and bigger tire or wider tire back into this hole. But it does look like you've got enough clearance there. Just try and hold that up out of the way. It does look like you've got a fair bit of clearance there to fit a wider wheel, so that's good. I mean, space savers aren't ideal, especially if you're on the dirt or something like that, because they don't provide much grip and you are limited in terms of speed. I think they're usually about 80 kilometers an hour. This might actually say it on it somewhere. Yeah, so just here you've got max vehicle speed, 80 kilometers an hour. All right, so we'll go for a bit of a drive now and I'll give you a bit of an idea of how it goes. And I'll try and do a 0 to 100 somewhere for you with the V-Box. I do have it all with me, so I can at least give you a sort of preview of a 0 to 100 time, or at least an example. With the new Kona, you've got a gear selector stalk down here. So you just push P on the side there to activate park, twist it for drive, and wind it back for reverse. It's pretty easy to get used to, and it clears up some space around here. We've got a bit of four-wheel driving just to get it out of this car park. Actually pretty deep. The hybrid is front-wheel drive, so it's not, you don't get the full SUV capability, I guess. The 1.6 turbo is the only all-wheel drive model. Even the electric version is just front-wheel drive. But this does come with a 6-speed dual-clutch automatic, whereas the 2-litre MPI version comes with a CVT, which is, yeah, I don't know. I find them pretty annoying and very boring. So at least this does come with the dual-clutch auto. I guess the best thing about the hybrid is you don't have to worry about the hybrid system. It charges itself, you don't have to plug it in. There's no range anxiety or anything like that. You just drive it like a normal car, except you get very good fuel consumption in return. That's just the speed limit warning sign warning me that I'm going 5 kilometers an hour over the limit, even though it's about to turn to 80. The safety systems in here, they're very comprehensive, extensive, but very, very frustrating in my opinion. You can turn them off, but in the more warnings, just because I'm not looking straight ahead. This camera here is suggesting that I'm not keeping an eye on the road. I'm still looking straight ahead, but yeah, some of these systems, they're just over the top, and I don't think they provide added safety at all. I think they actually provide added anxiety, because you're worried, what have I done wrong? What have I got the handbrake left on, or something like that? Fortunately, you can turn most of them off. With the electric model, I've noticed there is an update with the interface where, I'll just show you, driver assistance, speed limit warning here. So I can turn it off, but it gets rid of the sign recognition, which can come in handy. It does get it wrong sometimes, like in most vehicles that have these sorts of setups. It'll get the speed limit reference wrong, such as in car parks and things where it might be 20 kilometers an hour limit and it's saying 5 kilometers an hour limit. And then yeah, if you leave that system off it'll just keep buzzing at you. It's really annoying, but it can come in handy when you're out in the country road, you know, and you may have missed the speed sign, and so it'll just show the speed sign there as a reference. Whereas in this model, yeah, once you turn it off, it all turns off and you just get a little blank sign there that doesn't actually show you the speed limit reference. Fortunately, you can turn it all off, which is great, including this camera system, which has just gone off now. And that way you can, yeah, drive a bit more in peace. But as part of the rules, these all turn back on the moment you turn the car off and turn it back on again. So you do have to go in there and do that all again. It'll be great if Hyundai offered a big giant off button somewhere on the dash where you can say, you know, no, I'm an old school driver, I want them all off. Visibility is pretty good, including out the back window, but the D-pillar is pretty chunky, as it is in most modern vehicles. But you do have a surround view camera in the upper spec models, so the Premium and the N-Line Premium come with a surround view camera. Out the front though, it's totally fine. Hyundai has done local testing with the new Kona and it feels great. The suspension system is really good. We drove on some pretty rough country roads up in the mountains and things, lots of potholes and, you know, patchwork. It handles really well and it absorbs the bumps really well. But it's very comfortable, so it'll absorb those bumps and things, but when you're driving around town, you just want something that's comfortable. That's what this provides, which is great. Because a little SUV like this, it's more of a run around. It's not really a sports car, although it does handle quite nicely. At least it's quite comfortable when you're driving around the city. Yeah, I'm just noticing just then, pulling out of that side street, that low end torque is really good. So 265 Newton meters, it comes in handy, and it's definitely feels more spirited than the regular 2-litre MPI version. I've got no idea where I'm going. This is not going to take me anywhere exciting at all. And anyway, we'll try and find a nice strip somewhere where I can do the 0 to 100 and show you what it goes like. In the electric one, you just go into the same setup, vehicle, driver assistance, and then you hit the speed limit, and you've got, yeah, the different option there. So you can actually have speed limit information only, so it will still keep the speed sign recognition, but it won't give you that warning that goes off each time you move over the speed limit slightly. And you can of course turn it completely off as well.